Hi, this is Glenda. I was watching another background technique from Marion Smith using one of these packaged products again to make a faux concrete background. And again, I don't have the products and I wouldn't be doing it enough, I don't think, to warrant the expense for me personally. But I thought I'll have a go with what I've got again. So this is my attempt at a faux concrete, and it is sort of concrete looking. So anyway, I'll have a second go, and I thought I'd film it while I do it, and it may or may not be useful. So I just started with a piece of watercolour paper from a cheap watercolour pad. Feeling I have two. Nope. So I got some white paint and I put a little bit of black in, probably a bit much, and a little bit of flesh colour as well, just to try and mimic what was started with. So this is the base for this finish. So just, you know, whatever colour you happen to have. Yeah, if I was doing it again, I'd like a little bit less black in it, I think. We'll see how we go, because this time my brush is all wet and last time it was dry. But I never claim to be terribly consistent. So I'm just going to put that on, and you do want unevenness, so we're just going to go and put a bit of a concrete texture on it. Okay, so there's a lot of drying in this, so I'll speed up all the drying. Although what I should say is you do want this to bubble. If you can get some little bubbles, that's good. I don't know if you can see in this, I've got just a few little bubbles, and it just gives it a bit more concreteness. Okay, I haven't really got little bubbles this time, but I have got some little ridges, probably because my brush was wet. And this is not your polished floor concrete, this is rough and ready concrete. So this is simply a homemade glimmer mist, and I can't remember if I made this with alcohol or water, and probably just a little bit of black re-inker is how I would normally do it. So it's not super black when you spray it, but it's just going to give a bit of a black. And we dry it again. Now I think the next layer is supposed to be tangerine, and it's a chalky tangerine. Well, all I had was a homemade sort of pinky colour, and what I used was I swiped on some of my liquid chalk marker and then squirted it and spread it out a bit. But since then I mixed up some chalky spray, so I'm going to try that this time. And this is simply a little bit of, sorry, had to get the paint. This is a little bit of this Artist's Gouache paint, which is more opaque than normal acrylic, I believe. I bought it because somebody said I could mix up my own re-inkers, and honestly for me it didn't work. It was a disaster, and I spent a fortune on the paints because I could only get them at the art shop. And then of course as soon as I bought them, I did find them in the discount places, but I couldn't find them anywhere cheap. So I've got these expensive paints. So it's a little bit of that, and I mixed it in warm water. I don't know if the water did need to be warm, but so I've now got a opaque sort of spray. So I'm going to spray some of that, and then I'm going to put some of the pink in. And then dry it again. You can just sort of dab off some of the excess if there's a bit much. Okay, so I think the next step was to just use the white spray. And dry it again. And you could leave it at that. It's quite great, it's very matte. But I'm just going to put a bit more of this black on. I don't think it's got any sparkle in it, but I wouldn't swear to it. And unfortunately my sprays are doing a real star pattern rather than a more random thing, but I guess that's good. Maybe even throw in a bit more pink. And that's it. It gave it a more stony look, that last spray of black, and possibly the pink. And I found this one, as it's dried, it's sort of perhaps mellowed even a bit more. So hopefully they'll show up. They're not shiny. They're much more like concrete's not particularly shiny unless they put polished stones in it. So that's how it turned out. So without buying anything special, just homemade stuff, there is a faux concrete for what it's worth. Thank you for watching.